Hey there, so today I am talking to you about protein. So I'm going to teach you what I know from my 15 years of clinical practice. Now the question is, how much do you need? Now this is a question that no one can really fully 100% say every single human needs this much. And there is more and more research these days showing us this to be true. The average sort of human, if you Google it or if you do research on it, they're going to say 0.8 grams per kg of body weight, right? So that's like, in my opinion, that is a reasonably high level of protein, right? A person who's vegetarian probably needs maybe even half of that, and their body, they will be healthy and happy if they are suited to being a vegetarian. Now some people just are not suited. So what I have found, and this is what I see in clinic, and I do not preach anyone should be anything, right? And what I mean by this, no one should be a vegetarian, no one should be a meat eater, and no one should be a vegan. What you need to learn to do, and what I teach people to do, is how to listen to what your body actually needs. And there are signs and symptoms that your body is usually getting not enough or too much. And usually the too much is a little bit different to the not enough. I'm not going to go fully into that now, but basically sickness happens when we don't get enough. It also happens when we have too much, but we get too acidic and our body starts like drawing out minerals and that sort of thing. So we get sick on both sides. So that bit out of the way, like how much to have, you really need to listen. I can teach you more about that. If you want to work with me, send me a message. So basically, protein is the building blocks of the body, the amino acids. The body, you eat the protein, it goes in, it gets broken down into these little particles called amino acids. And some of these amino acids come from animals, some of these can come from plants. Depending on what you're doing, you'll get them from different places, right? And so what it helps to do is it helps to regulate your blood sugars, it helps to build muscle, helps to get you strong, helps your body repair things, right? So when your body it's always breaking down things, your body. Cells are always dying, you have injuries, all that sort of stuff. So we need protein to repair. We need protein to grow. So children need a lot of protein. Muscle builders eat a lot of protein because they're trying to build, right? So it's very, very important for this sort of thing. If you've got blood sugar problems, if you've got diabetes, if you've got mood problems that happen, like you get hangry, all that sort of stuff, protein is going to help you keep your mood balanced. Now, I have a little story to tell you about a client of mine who'd been vegan for 2 years. She came in, I didn't really push it, I was just like, you need to eat more protein. She decided on her own account to just try some salmon. She said 3 days afterwards, for 3 days after eating the salmon, her mood was so balanced. One of her problems was mood regulation. She's like, that's weird. Then she stopped it for a bit and then she started eating it. She did it one more time and the same thing happened. And she came into the clinic, she's like, so I think you're right about the protein thing. I did not push that she needed to eat fish, I just said she needed more protein. And we could tell from her symptoms, right? So this is just one of the good examples of like when someone's under eating protein, what can happen. The mood can be really badly affected. So what are you going to do? So there's this thing, you've worked out you need to get more protein, right? Maybe you're a vegetarian, maybe you're vegan, maybe you just eat a bit of a shitty diet. Let's be honest, you're a meat eater, but you don't eat enough like protein, right? So it's one thing to go, right, I've got to eat more protein, but you actually need to get a certain amount a day. So say, for example, like if you're around my weight, I'll just use my weight, which is like 47 kgs. I need about 40, like if I had to do that weight thing, it's like 0.8 times my body weight, I need just under 40 grams of protein a day. How am I going to get that protein? If I'm a vegetarian in particular, how am I going to get that protein? It's going to be kind of hard for me to do unless I really think about it, right? So I want to give you some examples of how to do this. So for example, one egg, no matter how much it like weighs, like the bigger it is, there's going to be more protein. But for example, on average, one egg is going to contain 5 grams of protein. So you know, okay, if I have one egg, I've got my 5 grams. Now I've got to get 35 more today, right? The next one, peanut butter. Yep. So peanuts are actually very high. Out of all the legumes, they are the highest in protein. So if you have 2 tablespoons of peanut butter, good quality peanut butter, right, you're going to get, 8 grams of protein per 2 tablespoons. So that's pretty good. So you're like, okay, 5 plus 8, you got me? Yogurt. Yeah, so it's whole fat Greek yogurt. 50 grams, if you have 50 grams of it, you're going to get 5 grams of protein. Same with tofu, 50 grams of tofu will give you 4 grams of protein, right? So you can see how it's kind of going down. You've got to eat more and more and more. If you go and eat meat, for example, so 50 grams of chicken breast, yeah, so chicken breast is one of the highest protein foods you can find. It is 16 grams of protein per 50 grams. So it's pretty much double that, well, it's triple that of, say, for example, yogurt, yeah? And then rump steak from beef, if you're going to eat meat, 50 grams of rump steak will give you 10 grams. So you might think red meat's like the way to go. Actually, chicken is best. This is why people in the gym world eat a lot of chicken, right? Chicken breast in particular. So I hope this has been helpful. I hope this has helped you understand that like protein is a very, very important part of your meals every single day. Every meal should have protein, particularly if you're vegetarian or vegan, yeah? If you're a meat eater, you can possibly get away with only having it like once or twice a day, but hopefully, even if you are a meat eater, you're only going to be having it like once a day, and you're going to be focusing on getting vegetarian sources, because the vegetarian sources are so much better for you in the long run, as far as like all the vitamins, the fiber, and all the other things that come with the vegetables, particularly legumes, yeah, so lentils and things like that. So if you can, focus on like have a little bit of meat, have an egg, you know, and then legumes in your diet, that sort of stuff, to try and get the vegetarian sources of protein in. The vegetarian sources of protein don't cause the cardiovascular disease, the weight problems, the inflammation, all that sort of stuff that particularly red meat does. So again, other tip is if you are going to have meat, fish and chicken is better from an reducing inflammation and overall health perspective. Okay, so I hope that's been helpful. If you liked it, like it and subscribe to it, and if you want to get the notifications like, oh, Hannah's released a new video, push that little bell wherever the heck it is, somewhere down there on the screen, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, thank you.